Happy Halloween. Remember Bob here? Nice Halloween shirt from Walmart. Excellent one. I got your back. Anyway, it came up yesterday with a conversation I had with old pal. Said that he saw one of the videos that I made with cutting tomatoes. I have a tomato and an avocado every morning. He said he needs to get sharper knives or new knives. It's a common thought. Knives and the steel is all you need, but you need to start with a sharp knife. If you don't have a sharp knife, you're going to have to get like a little grinding stone. I got this. Which is it's a little sharpener. It's got grinding wheels over on this side and then buffing wheels over there. Well, they're not wheels, they're just vibrators there. And you put an edge on it, but that's not sharp. It'll come off okay. That just gets it back to where it is. As you look down the front of a knife or the side of the knife, in the very edge under a microscope, you can see the sharpened edge. If the sharpened edge is broken off, you need to grind it again. But it's so minuscule. The other way you can do it without cutting your finger off is go like that, just very lightly, and feel if it's sharp. This one definitely needs to be straightened out. When it's not sharp, most of the time, it just needs to be straightened out. And then the steel has just the very smallest amount of like file edge. It's a little bit rough, not very small. Some of them don't have any at all, and some of them have industrial diamond dust embedded in them, so they do a little bit better sharpening, but they can never get it as sharp as if it was just a flat steel. But the important thing is after you get done using it, you don't need to do it all day unless you're cutting a side of beef. I've been to houses, meat houses where they're cutting primal cuts and they're cutting the finished cuts of beef and they're going down a conveyor belt. These guys are going as fast as they can and they're just cutting away and breaking out the top sirloin from the rest of the carcass, breaking out the prime rib. And as soon as they get done, they have the steel hanging from a hook on their belt. They pull it up and they go like that. Now, people have been saying that you shouldn't be going towards your hand. Well, if you can, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can. I have so many scars there from hitting that over the years, the early years. Because I'd come down off there. There is a shield there, but if you got your hand down here, you come off that shield, you're going to hit your hand. So I learned from Dr. Matsushima at Cal Poly Pomona. I took a course there in meat utilization. He said, put your thumb on top of it. It's like you're hanging onto a rail. You get used to it right away. Keep that there. That way, when you come off, you're not going to hit anything. But the other thing is try to stay towards the end of it. But as far as putting pressure on it, I don't put much pressure on it. I just put it on and I'm looking up in the air because I'm trying to feel and not look at it. I just till I feel it. I just feel the resistance and the smoothness at the same time. And then you do that every single day. Then you should be able to cut paper with it. And this is true of these are my wife's knives right here. We actually run these through the dishwasher. I wash all my knives by hand except for these utility knives because these are cheap and you can buy new ones if they get rusted or anything. They're stainless steel, but they do rust. The same thing. And then just try to stay up in this end of the knife. And the other thing about this that I've found, I've never really heard this from anybody else, except that don't touch my knife. Keep my knife. I can use this knife, but do not put it on a steel. I've heard that. But I think everybody has their own fingerprint, so to speak, of how far you hold it out from the thing. But I just keep pulling it out until I feel that it's just caught that microscopic edge. Then, by then, it should be sharp enough to cut some paper. The other knives that I've never even heard anybody tell me I couldn't do, but it certainly works because serrated knives like that one, they get dull, but when you got them, they were real sharp. You can do the same thing because eventually it's going to find the edge, and I can feel it right now. This serrated knife should be sharp. This is one that's probably not going to cut, but I'll try it anyway. Yeah, it cuts. If it does that to paper, it could get in your arm and go all the way to your bone, like my friend right here. He's got the back out there of the other skeleton. It's adorable. And the big one that we used to cut like prime rib, so much prime rib every night in this restaurant, the prime rib restaurant. And they had 3 cuts. They had the first restaurant the first restaurant I worked in that had prime rib, that I learned how to cut prime rib at. They called it the Diamond Jim Brady cut. The restaurant where I worked for many years was an English pub type restaurant, and we called it the Glutton cut. And it was like a pound and a half, I think, with a bone in it. So anyway, those are easy to cut with dull knives. Nothing's really easy to cut with dull knife. But we also had what they called the English cut, and we cut them as paper thin as we could to make up about 6 ounces, about 6 to 7 ounces of 3 slices of prime rib, and you couldn't do that with a dull knife. So again, where's my thumb? My thumb's up here. It takes a little. I remember it was hard getting used to that, but I was so tired of getting stitched up in my knuckle that I learned how to do it. And now it's the same thing. I'm looking up in the air because I'm feeling it. We used to have a cockatiel, and I'd be sharpening a knife in the kitchen, and when I hit the right angle, he would start squawking. And I'd go back to the wrong angle, and he'd stop squawking. Unfortunately, he passed, but it was excellent. So this should be very sharp for your upcoming Christmas banquet of prime rib and Yorkshire pudding. And it is sharp. Let's see what else is left. Oh, there's your standard boning knife. This one's gotta be sharp, especially trying to like cut the meat off a bone like a chicken, raw chicken or something. And again, I'm pushing it out and I'm putting a little bit more pressure on it because it's so skinny. It's like you're sharpening a nail. I'm running out of paper here. I might have to get another sacrificial paper. The smoothest cut yet. Okay, so now that you know how to sharpen your knives, Freddy Krueger, are you watching? Tonight's Halloween. That's how you do it. Okay, I'm not advocating anybody use knives on human beings or any other living thing. Thank you. That's it. Smoke them if you got them. And let's see, what's a good thing to smoke on? Oh, we're having some Zatarans jambalaya tonight. And I'll be cutting up some chicken and some shrimp and some opolska kielbasa. That's got to be Louisiana, is it? I don't know. See you later. How do you turn this thing off?